Hello everyone, JoRaSe here, ready to get into some Blender. So let's do just that. And last time in our game project, we had got our models into a level here in Gamestudio. And this time we need to start some basic coding. Before we do anything though, we need to get a basic script generated for the level. To do that, we need to come up here to File, Map Properties, and where it says Script, we don't want that one, we want a new one. So we're going to go ahead and hit New Script. And what we want is a Light C project. So make sure that is selected and then hit OK. And with that done, we can now close this box out. And let's go ahead and build our map. And we want it to build a simple map. So we hit OK. And it does that, so everything that we need from that for the scripting is set. Next up, we're going to be working with our model here, the A. We want the basic thing we're trying to do this time is get the A to spin. So I would suggest having some kind of little post-it note or sticky note to write some stuff down from our model because we're going to need it. And what we're going to be writing down, get back in here. There we go. What we're going to be writing down are the coordinates for this model. And we can find those by going over here to Position. And we want the world position. It should be the same as local, but you never know. It's always best to take world position. And we're just going to write down those 3 coordinates. So we've got -0.415, -96, and 96. So now that we have that, we're going to just delete the model. And we're going to have the code generated. And we need to open up the file. So we want to here we go. So we want test level. And here's what we get. A real basic set of instructions. And what we're going to be doing is entering the following above function main. So give ourselves a line or 2 of separation there. And first thing we're going to type in is action. Because that is what we are doing. We're writing an action. And we're going to call it token A rotate. And get our parentheses, I believe. Just be sure I'm telling you right. Yeah, parentheses. You would not believe the amount of trouble I've had with the word parentheses over the past semester working on my degree. So we get that, and now we're going to hit enter, go to a new line, and we want to put in a bracket. And you'll notice that for everything I put in at the start, if it has a ending as well, it puts that in where it needs to be. So we've got our opening bracket there and our closing one down here. So we're going to put another enter in. It indents it, which is what we want. Oh, and before I forget, let's go ahead and add a comment up here. And comments start with 2 slashes. So this is going to be the action for the token A rotation. Oh, probably just do it like that. And simplify, just do that. We'll see if we can get away with it like I'm thinking we should be able to. Here's hoping. Okay, so now we want to put a while one loop in. And what a while one loop does is to set a continuous action for whatever is being done. We can put other kinds of instructions for the one, but right now we're not worrying with that. We just want to have a continuously repeating action. So we want to adjust one of the 3 rotation angles, either pan, tilt, or roll. And the one we're going to be going after is pan. So we're going to identify the pan that we want with my, and that is just a pointer to the entity which the action is assigned. And then pan equals my.pan, and we're going to do plus 0.1 with a semicolon. Semicolons end the line of coding, because it could technically go on for 2 or 3 actual lines in the document, but not be a complete line of code. And now that we have that, we want to put in a wait one instruction. And this tells the system, the program, to pause it for a frame. So other instructions can be done. So there is our action. Now we need to put something into the function main to actually create our token. And so the instruction we're going to use is int_create. And you'll notice when I type that in right here, it pops up a list of things down here, and it did that before with all this up here. This needs all of this to actually function. So we first need our string file name after we open parentheses again, and notice the ending parentheses just popped up there for me. And since it is a string, we put those in quotation marks. So we want token underscore A underscore SCD dot MDL, so it knows what file type it is. Now we want to go on the outside of our quotation marks and put another, or I put a comma in, and now we're putting in our vector. And the vector, we need another set of parentheses. This time we have to put in another one at the end. It's just the way it is. And we're going to put our coordinates in from the post-it note we copied down before in that exact order. So negative 0.415, comma, negative 96.000. I didn't say to write down the 3 zeros. If it's not there, you just assume. But when we're putting it in the code, we like to go ahead and make sure the computer understands exactly what we mean. So there we go. And now, last thing we need is the action. And the action is token rotate. And looks like I forgot to put the comma in, didn't I? There we go. So that and a semicolon will do it. So now let's save it here. And over here we want to rebuild it again. This is a good practice to have, just always rebuild it. And now over here, let's go ahead and run it. And it'll pop this up. Can't open file. Well, I think I see why. It should be an O, not an A. So that's my fault. So let's come back over here, put the O in where it needs to be, save it, and run it again. All right, that time it worked. Now we need to get to where we can move around. And I have kind of forgotten how to do that all of a sudden. So, hang on a minute, because I do have everything here. I just need to refresh myself. I had everything the other day, and then I just totally forgot how to get it working. Okay. 0 key. So back to it we go. Run it again. Hit the 0 key and we can now move around, which is what we want to do. So we can turn around and see that our model is doing what it's supposed to. It kind of has a funny transparent look, but that's because of the way we modeled it. It's nothing wrong with the program, just with the way we put it together. But we now have our first actual line of code that we have, or lines of code that we have put together. And we will continue this on in the next one. So, with that, I'll see all of you next time. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, right here, let's move my head over. There we go. Right here is going to be another video in the future for the next in this particular series. And over here is going to be the previous video in this series, along with a subscribe button down below it. So feel free to give that a hit, and be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. And let's see. Oh yeah, be sure to leave a comment. I'd appreciate knowing what your thoughts are. Until the next one, everyone.